Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly review for the first week of module number 4. It was wonderful to read your drafts over the course of the week. Thank you for giving me a little bit of time. Having a whole bunch of drafts come in all at once means there's a whole lot of reading for me to do. I hope I got your drafts back to you in at least a timely manner. What I noticed from your drafts is you're doing great. You've got everybody has all the pieces there. And if you don't have all the pieces there, you've recognized and realized that you still need to work on that space. Also, I'm really impressed by the way people are organizing their introductions. Really a lot of coherence happening. Sometimes there are just some suggestions of moving some things wholesale up or down. But overall, great coherence. Cohesion is coming along as well. That will be an iterative process. You'll continue to work on this and write. And as you write your chapter 2 and probably your chapter 3, you'll come back to your introduction and continue to expand on some ideas that you may have read or written about in your chapters 2 and chapters 3. One of the things that I think is the hardest part of chapter 1, and perhaps something I might have focused more on when I did my first mini lessons about our chapters, is our theoretical or conceptual framework. I think I have been inspired a little bit to do a handout for you to kind of, in plain English, describe what a theoretical framework and or a conceptual framework is. Now, part of the reason I want to do that, it wasn't because I was worried about your theoretical frameworks. They're coming along, and as things crystallize for you, you'll be able to talk about that more clearly. But what I remember from my first research classes, and I actually took a few of them at the university before starting the the University of Wisconsin, before starting the Edgewood program, is that we started out with concepts like ontology and epistemology. And we never really got to the theoretical frameworks, and we never really talked about them and like, what is this thing supposed to do and where do we find them? So although most of you have found your theoretical frameworks, let's talk. I'll share a little bit of my thoughts about what that theoretical framework is supposed to be doing, how you can be thinking about it, and how that might help clarify the way you talk about your theoretical framework, or give you some ideas about how you might expand the way you're talking about your theoretical framework. All right, so that's the wrap up from this first week. Looking ahead, we're on spring break next week, at least Edgewood colleges. If you are an educator at a different institution, you may not be on spring break, but because Edgewood's on spring break, I won't be posting any videos on Sunday. I will also not be assigning you anything to do next week. So it's a chance for you to catch up if you're a little behind. It's a chance for you to take a break if you need a break. It's wonderful to take a break from your writing, give yourself some breathing room, step back, look at it with fresh eyes. And then we will resume our second week of module 4, starting on the 20th. And that week, we will be thinking about how you're going to put together your chapter 3 if you haven't done so already, or how you might modify your chapter 3. And the mini lesson that week will really be focused on some stylistic conventions that we see in chapter 3 in the methods chapters, and especially focusing on the way the scholarly tone is developed in that space, and also talking about spaces where students tend to forget to flesh out what they're talking about. And again, just like anything else, as you do your data chapter 4, you may come back to chapter 3 and make some modifications as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now. Have a great spring break. I will talk with you all again next week. Other than that, I hope you get a little time to yourselves, to your families, and perhaps the work you do full time. Have a great weekend, everyone.